welcome. Thank you for watching this video. I am Ananda Suying, and I'd like you to join me in a little experiment. Just ensure that you're calm and relaxed before you begin, and you're breathing slowly. So start with your hands, palms facing each other, about 1/2 meter apart. Now gradually bring them closer together until you feel a slight resistance. And when you do, just gradually bring them apart, and you may start to feel a pull as well. So with this really simple experiment and this really simple play, you've started to engage in your energy system, because I believe that we're not just physical. The concept of qi and qi has been known in the East for thousands of years, and now we have machines like the electroencephalograph, the EEG, the electrocardiograph, the ECG, and the superconducting interference device, the SQUID, which has successfully measured these energy fields, and they've also shown the interconnectedness between them, because they've shown that when there's a dysfunction or distortion in one, it materializes or it shows up in the other as well. So where this physical and the energy parts of ourselves are interconnected, they sit one within the other. That's another way of putting it. So I am of mixed race. My mother is Malaysian born Chinese, and my father was born in London. Now a few weeks ago I went into meditation, into a very deep meditation with regards to my feet, because I found that after a series of webinars with another energy healer, that the sensations in my feet had intensified and my connection had also grown, which I know is a very weird thing to say. But anyway, I went into meditation and I asked myself, well, why is this sudden change? And I found that there had been a huge release of really old thought forms, negative thought forms, really old mindsets, old limiting beliefs. And I asked myself, why, where did all of this come from? And I got the picture in my mind's eye of bound feet. Now, foot binding has occurred in China since the 10th century. So it is in my ancestry through my mother, as close as my great-grandmother, who migrated to Malaysia, and it seems that she unbound her feet when she did that. And I also knew that through past life regression, that I had had lives in China as well as a woman and with bound feet. So this practice of foot binding, which was really according to fashion, it was a real subjugation of the feminine. You could not walk easily. It was only small tottering steps, which were supposed to be very elegant. And it made it very difficult to dance. It made it difficult to run and escape. And I believe that it was a real subjugation of the feminine. It really caused greater dependence of the woman towards the family she was married into, and also servitude to that family. So it was not a terribly positive thing. Some anthropologists also believe that it was a way to force the women into a sedentary lifestyle, whereupon they would work on the textile industry, which was booming in the 16th to 18th century. So the reason why I've created this workshop is to help us to let all of this go, to release this if it's in our system, because through the meditation I found that not only was it in my physical DNA and what I've inherited from my ancestors, from the Chinese side of the ancestors through my mother, but also energetically because of my past lives. So this workshop is not just for you if you're Chinese background, but if you feel or you believe or you've had past life regression and that you had past lives as a Chinese woman with bound feet, or even if you're a man who believes that you had past lives as a Chinese woman with bound feet. It's a terrible, terrible practice of restricting, curling the toes, breaking the feet many times from a very young age for the girls up to womanhood, just so that they could fit these beautifully made lotus shoes and they would look like lotus feet. But the trauma which has anchored physically, DNA, ancestrally, and also energetically in the past lives, it all happens here and now in this lifetime. So join me in releasing and letting all of this old stuff go. It was so incredibly restrictive, painful, traumatic, and what we want is a life of freedom and a life where we know that it's easy to thrive and it's easy to find joy and to live fully. So thank you very, very much for watching this video, and it's longer than I wanted it to be. And I do hope that you'll join me in London, and if not, in the webinars which I create in the future based on this work, so that we all have a much better time. We all have a much better life. Thank you, and goodbye for now.